This is my last stuttering video. Gonna go out with a bang. Before I get into it all, I look at all the comments on my YouTube videos. I also respond to people's DMs on Instagram and Twitter. And from all of that, I don't blame you for the way that you feel about your stutter. It is frustrating. It holds you back from doing things, and at times you feel inferior to other people. At least that's how I felt when I had a severe stutter all those years ago. The good thing is, there are things that you can do to be a fluent speaker. There are different things that you can do to change your speaking and change your life as you know it. The easiest way for me to explain this is to tell you there are things that you can control and there are things that you can't control. Starting with your mindset. Once you have your mindset on point, everything else gets a bit easier. To start, you must have a burning desire to be a fluent speaker. You must have a burning desire to change your circumstances. Because let's be honest, this is your issue. This is something that you are addressing. This is something that you want to change. And before we move on, yes, stuttering is an issue, okay? And as I've said earlier, it holds you back from doing things, it leaves you frustrated, and overall just leaves you feeling negative. Which is why we need to look at life with an abundance mindset, with a growth mindset, to believe that wonderful things can happen to us, that we can change our life, that we can change our speaking. The thing to understand is that having an abundance mindset, having a growth mindset, eliminates a victim mentality, which holds so many of us back. You start thinking to yourself, why me? Why do I have this stutter? Why do all these negative things have to happen to me? I feel terrible. And what ends up happening is that mentality becomes infectious. It spreads to other people. Okay, this victim mentality, it spreads to other people so that when they associate with you, it's not a positive experience. The thing is, if you have this victim mentality and you're doing nothing about your circumstances, it's the worst place to be in. You've got no reason to be saying what you're saying then. So once you shift your perspective and think that great things can happen to you, that your speech will improve, that your life will improve, then slowly, over time, things do get better. But you have to have that belief first. It's improving your life before thinking about your speech. And I've said that in a past video of mine, The Real Honest Truth About Stuttering. I highly recommend you go check that out. What I can tell you is none of this is possible without being honest with yourself. Without being honest and saying, this is causing me problems. I am facing difficulties because of my stutter. If you are not honest with yourself about what is going on, it's game over. It's already done. You're gonna stay in the same place as you are already. So once you start being honest with yourself, you have a foundation to start from. You have somewhere where you can begin to improve upon. Now, being honest with yourself is different from accepting your stutter, from believing that nothing is going to change. So going back to what I said earlier about there being things you can control and things you can't control, there are things that we can practice, there are approaches that we can do that we are ultimately in control of. One of the main things that you are in control of is your breathing. There are so many different breathing exercises out there to help you stay relaxed, to help you with your communication, to help you with public speaking. There's meditation. There are so many different exercises you can do that involve breathing. You have to check that out yourself. But breathing is one of the most important things to stay on top of. It especially helps you in anxious moments, in social situations where you feel out of your depth and uncomfortable. Another thing that we can change is our pace, the speed at which we speak. You see it often, people are talking really fast and you feel you need to speak that fast as well. A lot of the time it's a lack of control when you have to speak that fast. Or there's an urgency and importance to get everything out as fast as you can to make your point. Bring it in. Start speaking slowly. Only say a few words in a sentence at a time. Do this in tandem with your breathing. And you're going to feel better for having that control. And that is how you develop control. By slowly speaking at your own pace, which feels comfortable, and then building it up from there. And the last thing that I'll mention that we are in control of is our thought process while we are speaking. There will be times where you feel like your speech isn't going anywhere, but you just need that positive affirmation that things will get better. And as you're speaking as well, you have to constantly tell yourself that this is for your own good. Everybody's looking for a quick fix. I've noticed that. Everybody wants their stutter away like that. But the problem is, when you think like that, the problem stays and you get angry, you get frustrated. You think that nothing changes, that nothing's getting better, and you stop practicing, which will bring you back to a place that you want to stay away from, and it just causes more problems. So this is what you do. I don't know why I'm doing this. So this is what you do. With every sentence that you speak, with every social interaction that you have to reframe it to believe that you are improving with every sentence that you speak. That you have a positive mindset and a positive approach whenever you speak. Once you change your mind, you change everything. On top of everything, there are a few base level things that you should adopt to improve your life in general. One of which is expressing gratitude. There is a lot to be grateful for. There really is. When you begin to think of all the things that are happening to you in your life, you have clothing, you have shelter, you have food, you have an education, you have a job, you have friends, you have all this time in your life to explore, to try new things, to be adventurous, ambitious. The list can go on and on and on. But believe me, when you start researching gratitude and different practices surrounding it, you are going to feel much better once you start being grateful for your life and for the things in your life. And this, in turn, works with our subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is most likely the most powerful tool at your disposal. Go and do your research on it. Go read The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. You're going to love it. Ultimately, this is your stutter. And if we're talking about ownership, or extreme ownership, as Jocko Willink likes to say, the only person that can fix your problem is you. The only person that can change your life is you. The only person that can make any difference to yourself is you. When you start shifting the blame to other people for your setbacks, that is the opposite of taking ownership. That is showing no responsibility for your actions. That is a victim mindset. And if you're the only person that can do something about your stutter, you need to be working relentlessly on your speaking. You have to be relentless in your quest for fluent speaking. I've said this in previous videos. When I was improving my speaking, fluency was the goal for me. It took a lot of work and a lot of time, a lot of dedication. Now I have fluent speech. Stop telling yourself that fluency is not the goal. Stop telling yourself that being a fluent speaker is not something you should be aiming for, especially if you stutter, because from all the comments that I see, from all the DMs that I get, fluency is something that you struggle with. Stop telling me this, okay? Because a lot of our problems stem from a lack of fluency, especially in the stuttering community. And if you really want to feel better about your speaking, if you really want to be relaxed in social situations, if you want to have zero issues in the future with your speaking, if you want to be able to socialize effortlessly, to give public speeches effortlessly, if you want to go about your day-to-day plans effortlessly, then fluency should be something you need to think of. Fluency is something that you need to be working towards. The thing is, guys, I started making these videos because when I was trying to improve my speech, none of this information was made available to me. These are all things that I've learned through my own work. Whenever I went online as a younger person, all I saw were articles on how to improve your life with a stutter, how to accept your stutter, how to live a high quality life with a stutter. You see the pattern there? It said nothing about eliminating your stutter, speaking freely, overcoming your stutter. But really, I just want to thank you guys for even paying attention to all of this, for looking at the footage on my channel and for taking in the information. Whether you agree with it or not, the information is out there, and that is what I am happy with. You can try and argue with me if you wish, you can try and tell me what I'm saying is shit, and that it doesn't make any sense, and that it doesn't work. But let's be real here, guys. I've put in the work, I had a severe stutter when I was younger, I did all these things that I'm telling you about. Now I am here, and I'm actually able to make this video. My life has changed dramatically because I've improved my speaking. So if you are in a position where you're not speaking fluently, where you're still stuttering and still facing some real problems, then there's no point in attacking me. Keep working, keep going. So I'll just end it right there, guys. Subscribe for more videos, like the video, share it with your friends. Yeah, just do whatever you want, guys. Peace.